Hello, 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 everyone. Welcome to Talk Tuesday. I am VS Speaks Royally. I hope you all are having a wonderful Tuesday, or if it's the morning, afternoon, or evening, depending on where you are. And it may even be the next day, depending, truly depending on where you are. Anyway, I'm going to get right into our topic of discussion after I go through a few other things. Cookies and cream, we're continuing our prayers for your dad. Of course, Church Nellie, we're all waiting to hear an update from her. Kids, I saw your post on keeping your family in prayer, so we will do that. If there was anyone else that I may have missed, just, drop it again. I kind of scanned the messages, and off the top of my head, I can remember quite a few of them, but it's a rough time for a lot of people, and we just have to remember each other. And that while we may have some sunshine, there might be a lot of rain happening for others. So just know that you all were like a built family in a sense, just from the support from Harry and Meghan, etc. So yeah, we just want to be sure that we support each other where however we can and whenever we can. So all right. So first things first, disclaimer, copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. So to get quickly into Squatty Corner, Nutty Doctor. I don't know why I want to always say Nutty Professor. Nutty Doctor. Thank you for the super thanks. Um, from I believe Sussex Saturday because I put it in for this one. I just want to thank you. So this is for you since you love the song so much. Let me do this really quickly. You're making it rain, 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 rain down on me. So thank you again, Nutty Doctor. I really, really, really appreciate it. I did see Mrs. S. I saw your comment just as I was clicking over to another screen, but I had it keyed up to say congratulations to Serena and her husband and their daughter, who's going to be a big sister. They picked the most appropriate time. Let me take the banner off for a second. If you haven't seen this, it's the cutest day. They announced their pregnancy. Yay! Congratulations. Um, yes, she's checking off those boxes, and we have to be prayerful for her because she had a very difficult medical. Um, how do I want to say it? It was illness that came up after giving birth, and she only lost her life. So just be prayerful for her. But she put under here, was so excited when Anna Wintour invited the three of us to the Met Gala. And at first I saw it on Twitter and I'm like, oh my gosh. And went over and just took a screenshot, and she looks lovely, looks beautiful. And there is the beautiful bump of baby number 2. So wanted to be sure to mention that because Serena is a squatty. Yes, she's a fierce, protective friend of the Duchess of Sussex and H, as they love to call him. So good news on that particular front, and it really was. I was looking at the Met Gala because I was like, they really could make an appearance. I was holding out hope that I would see Megan, but maybe 1 year. 1 year, we'll see that. Mrs. I'm so happy for Serena, praying that this pregnancy is easier and that the doctors listen to her this time. Yeah, I'm sure she's going to have a team that will listen. Um, it's scary to know that so many women aren't listened to. If someone says, I'm not feeling right, at least do some checks, do some vital checks, make sure that things are looking correctly, and just hear them out on what they're saying. We know our bodies better than someone that's just standing there in the room with us, who, although may have a medical degree, isn't feeling what we're feeling. Just wanted to say that. Okay. So, let me come back over here. Let me put this back. Let me come back up here to comments. Let me just click on that quickly and let me come back. All right, so I'm going to get into the topic. Let me just check comments really quickly, scan through, make sure I haven't anything else coming up. All right. Perfect. Hello to all those who have joined. Oh, look at that, 111. That's a good number. All right. Let me get over here and stop delaying because y'all want to get into this anyway. So let me click here, and then I'm going to click here. It's your favorite time. Trash time. Trash time. Trash time. So, trash time. I have a whole lot, but I'm going to stick to just this pledging an allegiance to King C3. And then any other items, trash time, trashy markles, all that will be on Thursday. Because Saturday is strictly Archie. I we'll probably drop the link for you all just to come up and say happy birthday and then drop off again. Yeah, so we're going to keep it clean on Saturday. That's just for him. All right, so, and speaking of King C3, the New Yorker has him on the cover, yeah, and this to me is pretty much appropriate, you know, big chair, little man. Okay, that's how I looked at it. um, oh, I will throw this in because it just has to do with, those folks over there. I think it's pretty crappy that they moved Harry's wax figure back to with the royal family and then left Meghan outside, like in the area that they had put them. She's still part of the family. I know y'all are just showing your racist asses because someone had to authorize this. And even if it's the Wax Museum, F you too. Okay. Now, let me see. Harry is keeping them guessing, and I know this is probably something. I think I moved the other screenshot off to trash time Thursday, but they're begging him to provide them with his travel details. Don't do it, Harry. Let them guess. Do like you did for the hearing. Just show up and, I'm here. I'm ready to get into the procession, whatever it is. So, yeah, just keep them guessing. You know what time the ceremony starts. And, they don't do CP time, I guess. So just show up on time and keep it pushing. All right. Now, I had an issue, as y'all can tell by my thumbnail, when I read on how they're asking everybody to pledge allegiance to the king and his heirs and descendants and family. And, okay, so I'm American, and although that doesn't fall under me, it's just bothersome because when you have lots of people pledging to a man, because you ain't no God, although you're the head of a church, but you aren't a God. I don't even consider you very religious. The R word that I think of is racist, but I don't think of you as religious. So pledging allegiance, there's a certain point here when growing up that I didn't even want to do pledge allegiance to the flag here in the U.S. Like that is just drummed in you, beating you, because you get in trouble if you don't say it when the whole class recites it or whatever. I don't know if they still do that in school, but when I was growing up, that's how it was. So just wanted to kind of give a definition of a group ritual is simply an act that people regularly repeat together the same way. It doesn't need to be ceremonial or official at all, though it can be. The basic rule, in other words, is that it's a ritual has to be done consistently. Now, we're going to have people standing around just saying this. Now, they might say it once, they might say it twice, but when you have a lot of voices in unison, be careful of what you are reciting. King C3 doesn't deserve it at all. But, they're saying, I found this, that it's like and then you insert your name, do swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to His Majesty King Charles, his heir successors according to law. So help me God. All of that is some malarkey to me. God help anybody that does recite it, but more power to you. I just find it like, I don't even think this was done for his mother when she became queen, when she was finally crowned. And they didn't even air or show when she was anointed. They kept that off camera. When you're doing religious things like that, sometimes not everything needs to be seen, but, taking you, King C3, and your consort, because I didn't think you could have a king and a queen at the same time, being though those are two titles that reign the same or on the same level. Philip, your dad, wasn't a king, although he was married to a queen. So why would your consort just drop the con? Well, we know why, but okay, moving on. But yeah, the headlines just kind of threw me a little bit. So it's public invited to swear their allegiance as king is crowned. You all better get your lives together. And yes, I cropped this cover for a particular reason. Okay, so because there was a couple on there that I just didn't care to have them give no airtime except when it comes down to trash time. But anyway, let me go over and look at the poll because I put up a poll on my community page and asked how many of you were going to do this this pledge, and 277 votes, 97% said hell no. So thank you to all who took the poll that was out there on the community tab. But yeah, I know here in the US, for those that are watching, I'm sure most of you are not going to take that pledge. I mean, you very well could. It's just weird that the archbishop, who's head of a church, or he leads the church, I know the king is supposed to be the head, but there's so many wrongs in all of that. But anyway, I don't know. Is he this? Is like, does he feel so inadequate that he has to hear the multitude of voices? Just couldn't he just be happy with all hail the king? And for some of us, it's all hell to the king, but all hail the king. Could he not be happy with that? Just kind of floors me a little bit. Now, one of the Rhoda, AL, she put here, I'm a huge believer in the monarchy, but I am not going to swear true allegiance. Step too far, I'm afraid. And she was catching smoke and fire and brimstone from those derangers who, she's always usually lockstep with them, or sharing out their tweets and all this other stuff, giving some credence to their bullshit. But she really surprised me. What? You believe in the monarchy, but you're not going to swear true allegiance. Okay. Seems like you wouldn't have, you know what I mean? So anyway. So those are just the items, and AL, I'm glad she's catching the smoke, fire, and the brimstone because she deserves it. Just my opinion on that one. But I'm going to jump into the comments, see what you all are saying, and then, we'll get out of here and everybody can go about their day again. But yeah, let's just be mindful of the things we all stand around and say in unison. They could have even just sang, just whatever, a pledge. Give me a break. Let me come down. Oh, Mrs. S. Oh God, I just ate giving spit to that bat-eared cretin is even too much. Oh my goodness, Julian, we will do that. We will do that. We will pray for your son. Well, Kay, I appreciate you listening from the clouds. Let me see. Gwendolyn, the Charles and his side piece, hell, absolutely love it. Yeah, I love the singing on the. They better leave these sports crowds alone and stop trying to have people. People are showing their true colors, but we'll see how things go. But I hear it's supposed to rain. I hope it rains like hell. Just rain out, wash them out, so they can't have their, usual carriage rides and all that other stuff. I mean, y'all are spending, those that are over there in the Commonwealth, I'm sure some of your tax dollars are going to that too. So, and then they should put a horse face on. Be nice. Oh my God. MT is looking for business since the so-called dish to bacon. Oh. Meanwhile, there's a certain tabloid that lost a lawsuit to her, which I'll go over on Thursday, that is just declared redundancy for thousands of people. So, be careful of what you do, people. Mm. If you don't have the funds. Although their owner is a billionaire, right? Seems odd. Okay. Marshall, they don't need to know Harry's travel detail. Well, they want it so then they can leak it. We all know that. I know I'm a little more chatty sometimes in Barron's, but I can't help myself. Anyway, let's see. Dolores, King Charles told Sher yeah, the footballer fans are not too keen. Now, mind you, they might have been several pints in, but they were all in unison. Remember that unison thing? Mm-hmm. Okay. They spoke their mind. Yeah, shove it. But yet they have no choice because it's going to come out of their, however you all, your tax bill, basically. Valerie, Charles should pledge allegiance to the people of the UK. Yeah, isn't that what the Queen did? From that one clip that they show of her all the time when she's, how old was she? 18 or 21 because it was before she became Queen. I pledged my whole life or something or other. Yeah. So we shall see. Benjamin, head of a church, dude cheated on his wife. Yes, God forgives, but you still have to suffer the punishment. He really feels entitled. Make this make sense. Yeah, there is. I mean, for how many years, his now wife couldn't even be around um, QB2 or Philip. And of course, he needed permission to remarry. I mean, he needed permission to marry the first time. Um, it should have been for love. It wasn't. But, out of that came a great son, hmm who's in California with his lovely wife and children. All right, let me move on. And then really believe in what goes around comes around, just waiting for the unrolled vipers get theirs. Yeah, it's coming for them. Um, oh, it is coming for them. Antoinette, yes, he's over a church that he doesn't know the meaning of scripture. God going to strike it all down because everything they do against the kingdom of heaven. Yeah, I just don't, maybe someone that was raised under that umbrella of monarchy, etc., could explain to me, who was not, to understand, like, am I the only one that is like, what the hell? Swear allegiance to you? You're like above the law to begin with. So they're swearing allegiance to somebody who could sick the army on them, in a sense. I don't know, it's just very, very odd to me. Very odd to me. Let me see. Mrs. S, because the mother didn't have to beg her subjects to love her. Ooh, okay. He hasn't been like for everything I've ever seen or read about him. Um, his shenanigans and the voice mail that was leaked, when he wanted to be a sanitary product. That was long, along the way of people not liking him. But I know me, who liked Diana, truly was like, what? But yeah, he's gonna get his. Lola, God will not be mocked. Well, do. Whew. Oh. Okay, let me come over here. The way they're asking for Prince Harry's itinerary makes one wonder if there's something nefarious planned for him. You would wonder that, because I was even saying, why is the rota? Everybody's whining. Oh, please give us your itinerary. You're going to tell me that you just have to have that now because, as been explained, then you'll have 20,000 people on a flight to snap a picture or mock him about how he flies in. If he flies first class, he's going to be mocked. If he flies coach, he'll be mocked. Flies business class, same thing. Private, same thing. So, yeah. Yeah, that's all I'm going to say. Just keep them guessing, Harry. Show up like you did for the hearing. Just here I am. Let's get this party on the road. Let's get this over and done with so I can get on the get out of here, basically. Him and his private security, since you won't provide security, even though I know that security is going to be on a heightened level with all the family there, he still can't trust them. Marshall, yes, to answer your question, he needs that. Annie. They are devil worshippers, all of them that read that pledge. Well, we'll see how it goes. I don't know how much coverage. Like, I don't plan on having it on CNN at all on Saturday because I know that that's all that they're going to cover. Well, they may shock me and not cover anything at all, but they'll cover it. But yeah, I don't. It hit me differently. And, some people who may not have the third eye going or activated, like, there's some things that when you're in a large, massive group, yeah, it can be seen but unseen. Just be mindful of the words that you're speaking at the time. And it is Mercury retrograde, so, you really better be on your game plan. Watch what the hell you pledging to. Benjamin, how much you want to make a bet? The press is observing everyone who Harry is friendly with. They want to know. Probably they're probably hanging out outside of the private road and waiting to see cars come and go. But they all seem Harry and Meghan when they need to travel. They seem to get in and out without any problems. So yeah. Mrs. has pledged to his heirs. That includes Harry. How ironic. Well, I don't think he sees Harry as his heir. hmm that's the one that's terrorizing him, in my opinion, which is space. And one day, Space's son will be doing the same to him, and so that will be the karma that he so deserves. Especially if all three of his children are Spitfires. Yeah, I think he's going to get three times the dose that he's given out, which he would truly deserve. Let me say, Tier, he's a 74-year-old man with a fragile ego. Therefore, he needs people to pledge their allegiance to make him feel superior. Mm, mm. Oh, it just makes this cover look. I mean, that's really how I envision him. Yeah, to ask that. Now, I don't know who even suggested it. The fact that he kind of went along with that. I take it that Space set him up. Yeah, Dad, why don't you ask this? Go ahead. Yeah. Encouraging that just so he catches the heck that he's catching. And then he just sits back and is like, you sucker. Who knows? Let me see. Mrs. I swear the consort looked like the lead in 101 Dalmatians. Oh, please. I see they're like, oh, she's wearing the queen's robe and it's being restored and all this other stuff. It's like over the top. When they could have done something very quietly, like when they married, just keep it simple. You've been king and queen consort for 7 or 8 months now. Give it a break. Give it a break. Antoinette. And the queen actually waited, what, a year? It was over a year before she was even had her coronation, after her father died. So, I mean, I know they were going through their hoops. Oh my God, it's a female leading us. Oh my gosh. So you had those courtiers and men that were probably having fits until they came to, just accept. and then said, well, we'll control her. And they went about life. So, yeah, because this seems awful quick to me. I guess he just couldn't wait another day. Let me see. Anna, God does work in mysterious ways because I asked God for rain, thunder, with lightning because they are truly doing the devil's work well. I hope that does happen. I really do. Mrs. S, they don't need to know shit about Harry. No, they don't. They really don't. But we're gonna see. We're gonna see. Well, it's one of those. Hey, I'm stable TV short. It's one of those that you can't. We're always told you can't take the riches with you, the ones that you have here on this plane. Yeah, I don't. I don't know. It's just if you have people pledging to you, it's just be careful of that because that truly conflicts with the Bible that he allegedly believes in. Even the archbishop, like, how could you lead something like that? No other gods? Okay. Because pledging to somebody is making them or putting them on that high pedestal like they are one. It's my opinion. Okay. Hey Sash, how are you? Yes, that too. Read Revelations. Squatters, please read Revelations 30. It talks about the beast, Antichrist, requiring allegiance, worship of him. Sounds familiar with Jesus. It's funny, they said that about Obama, but okay, let me move on. Donna, how are you? Prince Harry's lucky he married Meghan before the Queen passed. Otherwise, he would be a lonely man for life. Ooh, yes. It's good that he had a little bit deeper relationship than we are aware of, obviously. That she gave permission. And I thought it even had to go through the privy that which I'm like, or does she just present it? Like I'm giving permission. But yeah, but there won't be another one like Meghan, for sure, for sure. Maybe everyone will treat it like they do their New Year's resolutions. Many people make the resolutions and then they don't keep it. What is this, Marsha? I'm sure Harry's security detail are armed the hell with British laws on guns. I hope Harry travels with his American bodyguards. Oh, I'm sure they will be there. He may not need them inside because, again, with the entire royal family in presence, security will be top notch. But yeah, truly, I hope they think through if they had any nefarious ideas. It just seems real odd that they're so worried about where he's staying and all. You don't need to know that. Harry is a grown man. He knows how to get up. He knows all the protocols that involve with these crazy, big, full family events. So he'll be there. He'll be on time, and then leave him be. Okay. Hello, everybody. Please be sure you all have hit the thumbs up. Thank you so very much. That's the only thing I'm going to ask. And then, Mrs. S, I see that Archbishop is a fraud. He worshipped the monarchy. Yeah, well, remember, they're the head of the church. Go figure. And a church that was created by a man who couldn't marry because I don't think they had divorce back then, but he wanted to get rid of his wives, and he just chose a way to get rid of the wives. But yeah, he became, okay, am I correct in my assumption of who created the Church of England, which then started another war amongst people? Okay. On that note, I'm going to leave all this alone, and I'm just going to say, if you pledge it, you pledge it. Just be mindful of things like that, and, we shall all see how things pan out. It's what happens, probably the next day when the real reign of terror begins. And on that note, I'm going to key up my outro music. I hope you all are well. Please be safe out there. Please take care of yourselves. Wear your mask. And yeah, love you all. Thank you all for joining. Take care. Leave some comments in the comment after the live stream ends if you wish. Be mindful of what you leave. Not all things will, you might get yourself booted right off the channel, but hey, take that chance. Anyway, take care, everybody. Bye.